Hi, my name's Kim Wood. I'm a makeup artist in Amarillo. I've been doing makeup professionally for over 15 years, and I work with a lot of commercial television shows, and I also work with a photographer who does more editorial and fashion. And so we work with a wide variety of people. Sometimes we work with people who are beginners. They're just getting their books made and their comp cards, and sometimes we work with really experienced people who have been doing this for years. And so through the years I've learned a lot of different techniques for how to help some of those people who are dealing with nerves. The camera has a funny way of smelling fear. If you are not relaxed and having a good time in the photo shoot and you're in your head, your body will start to stiffen up, your jaws will start to clench, your eyebrows will hold this kind of stressful look. I really think it's important for you to be in the moment and talk to your photographer about some of your feelings. I know that you want them to feel like you're confident and you know what you're doing, but sometimes when you're learning, you may need to allow yourself to make some mistakes, receive some input. I think that communication between the model and the photographer is really important. You know, you're shooting and you start to feel like you don't know where you're going with the next thing, or you're feeling confused, or just like the walls are closing in and you're starting to sweat and you can't really focus. Go ahead and communicate that with the photographer. So your photographer is going to be your director. He's got a lot of instruction for you, and he knows just how to get your body in the right position to where that shot is going to match up with what he has in his head. And so there are other times too, though, where the photographer is just going to let you take the wheel and see what you can bring. So it's really like this two-way relationship where there's some give and there's some take. And there's going to be both things. There's going to be them giving you direction, and then there's going to be times where you get to take the wheel and you get to be in the driver's seat. So let me think of a couple of things that I really noticed. Like, for instance, if you're working on your comp card, there's going to be some full bodies, there's going to be some half, and then there's going to be some close-ups. And so with close-ups, the things that I notice the most are clenching of the jaws, or sometimes people have a tendency to do this kind of duck face thing of what they think is their best look. And you would be surprised at how often the photographer will tell them to just breathe through the mouth, or you know, relax the brow. It's really helpful to have a place that you can go to in your mind that you find relaxing. Think of some different, it's helpful to have different images in your head and places you can go and people you can be. But the photographer is really going to help direct you with that. You're going to be more relying on him and him steering it than you are. I don't think it's very common for someone to expect you to just show up and perform, especially when you are working on your book and your comp cards. So just really be open to allowing that relationship form with your photographer. Tell them about your feelings, ask them questions, and they will give you the direction. Don't feel the pressure to come in and know it all and then perform instantly and it be perfect. So with full body pictures, one of the most common things that we tell people is to just let go of that, what we call a cheerleader pose. What you think in your head a model might do. Some of the times they can be very stereotypical, and just let go of that. Listen to what the photographer is telling you and relax. Sometimes if a new person is having a hard time relaxing, one of the things that we might do is put on some music. And so if you're starting to feel like the walls are closing in on you, maybe you could ask for music. Have a playlist ready so that you can really let go of your fears and just have that familiar sound surrounding you. That's one of the things that we can do when somebody is feeling stressed. We ask them to give us their phone and we plug it into the speakers and we play what they have in their phone, and so that typically helps. Another thing that we can do, like sometimes parents are in the room if this is somebody young, and so it can feel kind of weird to have too big of an audience. So if someone's especially tense, we just ask that everybody leave the room for a minute so that they don't feel that pressure to perform in front of an audience and it's just the photographer and them. It's so important to trust your photographer and really try to create a good rapport between you and them and express your feelings to them. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to learn a new thing and ask questions. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to like come in the very beginning and for it to be perfect. Let go of your perfectionism and understand that you're going to be learning a lot through making some mistakes and receiving some corrections. Be a learner and take it in rather than put pressure on yourself to be perfect from the very first time. When you're in the middle of a photo shoot, there's so many different things that are probably going on through your mind. And one of the things that I start to notice is people's hands will begin to clench, their necks will become shorter, the shoulders start to creep in. It's almost like they start to get a little compressed. And so it's really helpful to get yourself in an awareness where you can just be aware when you start to compress like that and learn to just shake things for a minute. You can just shake things and then reset. The camera is not shooting frames the entire time, right? So there's going to be little pauses in between where you can recompose yourself, reset your mind, and have things in your head where you can go back to that feel peaceful and calm to you. Think of some of the things that you have around your house that you really enjoy, or just have a place in your mind that you can reset to. There's going to be a lot of little time periods where you're shooting, and then you're relaxing, and you're shooting, and then you're relaxing and resetting. So just allow yourself to have those little pauses in between where you reset your mind, you reset your jaw, you reset your eyes, your eyebrows, you unclench your hands, you shake out your fingers, you roll your neck around and elongate your body again, because while you're shooting, you're gonna find yourself kind of starting to get more and more compressed and ask for 1 or 2 seconds. It only takes 1 or 2 seconds to just refocus and reset your mind and your body, and then you will actually find that taking those short little pauses between sets, that you're going to get a lot more images in a shorter amount of time if you're allowing yourself to reset. Because if you start to get too intense and put too much pressure on yourself, it's going to make for a very long day and a very long shoot. So make sure that you are taking those little pauses in between those shots to reset and relax, refocus your mind, and elongate that body again, because it does kind of start to get compressed. One more thing that can kind of trip up a photo shoot is just coming in unprepared. The atmosphere in a photo shoot is very fast and furious, is what I've experienced, and it's very helpful to have a bag full of comforts for yourself, because you really don't know how sometimes, now this may not be true for every photo shoot, but it's definitely true for the ones that I do with the photographer that I work with most, is you never know what the temperature in the room is going to be, whether you're going to have breaks to eat and drink. So I think it's important to have these things in your bag. Bring water, hydrate. Especially, this is so important to your makeup artist, because if you are dehydrated, that makeup is not going to set on your skin very beautifully. It's going to look dry, it's going to look cakey. Your lips are going to have all these lines in them by the end of the shoot. You have to remember to stay hydrated through the shoot, because it does start to show up in your skin, your lips, your eyes. So put some water in your bag. Always bring water to a shoot. Another thing that you can bring to a shoot that will help you if you're freezing cold, and this is very common, bring a blanket, because leading up to the shoot while you're having your makeup done, you can at least cuddle up in your blanket and feel comfortable in those kind of stressful moments leading up to the shoot when you're getting your makeup and hair done. A protein bar. If you're starting to feel hungry, you're not going to be able to focus. Being hungry during a shoot is going to make you tired. You're not going to have the energy to perform well. So water, a protein bar, or some nuts, some kind of healthy snack, boost of energy if you start to feel yourself slump after a long photo shoot. Or another thing that you can bring is they make these cloths that you can soak in water that get cold, something that would be cold. So if you start to overheat, like in an outdoor shoot, it's very important to have something on hand that can cool you off really quickly. So being prepared at a shoot, depending on whether it's indoors where there's a lot of air conditioning and you're getting chill bumps, that's going to interfere. Try to think of anything ahead of the shoot that could possibly interfere. If you're going to new places, you don't really know what to expect, and so I myself, as a makeup artist, I'm always packing things in my bag, trying to predict anything, any little hiccup that can happen during a shoot. It's so important to be prepared. Make sure that the day before the shoot, you are getting plenty of rest, that you're eating healthy foods, take really good care of yourself, and get really hydrated. I can usually tell as a makeup artist when somebody hasn't taken care of themselves before the shoot, and it definitely shows. So take some time before the shoot to be prepared, get plenty of rest, take good care of your skin that day before, and drink lots of water. Okay, so to review, if I remember what all we talked about, it's very important to establish a good relationship with your photographer, being open to instruction, asking questions when you don't know. Don't be embarrassed to not know. If you're learning something, it's expected that you ask questions and then receive that instruction. So just be open, be a learner, and ask those questions. Learn to have places in your mind that you can go to that are familiar and comforting to you. Have that happy place where you can go and reset. Have a playlist prepared just in case you have speakers available to where you can have that familiar sound, and bring things from home that are familiar to you. And I'm mean, not too much. You don't want to like bring a giant bag, but within reason. If there's some little thing that brings you comfort, and then take good care of yourself before the shoot, and then also during the shoot being prepared for anything that may happen, having that sweater or a blanket, some water, a little snack, just so that you feel your best during a shoot, and learning to be aware of your body, taking little breaks in between to reset and relax and then come back in. So I hope that you guys have a really good shoot and good luck. And thank you, Erin, for asking me to give you guys some tips. And I hope that you got a lot out of this.